Hi everyone, welcome again to another session of this Innovation Week 2023. My name is Roberto Peregrina. I'm the USA Director for HPP, and I would like to talk about HPP production efficiencies and how the role of automation and robotics in the manufacturing process. So I'm gonna start with my presentation. It's gonna be four topics that we're gonna talk about. The first is gonna be why automation, hyperbaric HPP automation systems, the benefits and challenges of implementing automation, and a case study of a customer of ours called Evolution Fresh. So let's talk about why automation is taking relevance right now in the world. As you know, automation has recently been very important due to certain things that happened in the past, like the pandemic. As you know, there were a lot of things that changed throughout this past years. One of the main things that happened after the pandemic is that there were a lot of job losses. As you can see in this chart, after the pandemic, during the pandemic, there were about 1.4 million U.S. Manufacturing jobs were lost, and after the recovery of the pandemic, or after we were slowly coming back to the workplaces, we have been able to recover around 820,000 of those jobs, but there's still around 600,000 jobs that had not been filled. One of the main challenges that we have right now here in the U.S. and I'm sure in other parts of the world is getting entry level employees. As you know, a lot of companies are struggling to get entry level production positions. These are just your average workers, the floor people, and these jobs do not require know-how or technical expertise, and yet we're still struggling to fill lines with these people. As you can see in this chart, there were some companies and executives that were interviewed and surveyed, and they believe that right now it's harder to get people. It's 1.4 times harder, or 36% harder to get people than what it was in 2018. One of the other challenges is not only getting entry level employees but also skilled positions. These are the people that require certain training, certain skills that are not easily gained, that require some time, sometimes from 6 months up to a year. And as you can see, this chart basically shows some of the critical middle skill roles that are not up to date, are not being filled. And this is with projected openings from 2019 up to 2029. So you can see how that is the situation in terms of getting skilled positions into the workforce. Another challenge that we have in doing high pressure operations is the challenges of batch and manual process. As you are familiar now with our technology, you can tell that there's a little bit of manual intervention required to get the product in and out of the machine. And this is not different from other technologies like freeze dry. Freeze dry requires human intervention. Autoclaves require human interventions, and it's like any other technology or any other process. It does require people, but obviously we have to find a way to reduce and get more efficient with automation, and that's how here at Hyperbaric, just a couple of years ago, we decided to start getting involved in automation systems for HPP operations. Since we have the expertise of many years, we decided to try and help overcoming these issues that we or our customers are experiencing. and that's how we got into the automation systems. It wasn't not by accident. We've been doing it for many years for a lot of customers, but now since it's taking more relevance, we decided to promote it actively, and this is how we ended up doing automation systems. So what do we do? Similar to what we do at Hyperbaric, we pretty much offer any tailor-made solutions for the HPP operations, for not only for our machines but for the industry overall. And these services cover from automation, material handling, and Industry 4.0. We can do from very basic stuff right up to full line turnkey solutions for our customers. I would like to discuss also how is the automation important, and what are the benefits of implementing automation, and as well as the benefits, the challenges that are that people could face when they're looking at implementing automation. It's not easy. Automation comes at a cost, but it does also gives tangible results. So one of the top challenges, one of the top benefits of implementing automation and operations is first is the productivity. You can maximize production productivity by having repetitive motions control. A robot always gives you the same output, the same motions, and that's how you get productivity. You can reduce labor cost. You can reduce up to, it depends of the application, but sometimes you can uh, replace up to 80-90% of human intervention. In this case, we can at least reduce 60% compared to manual processing. You can get, as I mentioned, consistency. All repetitive motions can be done at the same frequency with the same accuracy. You can also ensure that there's operator safety. You can prevent injuries by not having manual operations. Having people close to machines is always risky. Also, one of the benefits is that you can address what we discussed, the labor shortages with a robot. Robots don't call in sick. They are reliable, and that's also one of the benefits. Also, the reduction or minimization of waste by not having workers. You can eliminate any human mistakes, any human errors, and therefore reduce waste. Also, the challenges that you will have, or people will have, as you try to implement automation. The first one will be return on investment. Um, Automation comes, as I mentioned, at a cost. So you have to carefully study what you need and how do you want to solve the problems. Obviously, for complex and repetitive motions, it is highly recommended that you invest in certain automation. You can certainly reduce or eliminate those repetitive motions with a robot or a cobot. Also, shortfalls. There's always internal shortfalls that make the task of implementing automation challenging. Try to always implement automation. It's hard. It's not easy. Not all people understand automation, and there are some shortfalls in there. Functionality. Automation is sometimes not as flexible. So if you have a repetitive action, you can implement automation. But if you have a step in the process that changes throughout the day, then automation becomes more challenging. As I mentioned, identifying the needs is very important. You don't want to end up with something that it may not work for you. So it's really important to take care and study the motions and study your processes to make sure that you can get what you need. And another very important challenge is finding the right partner that could offer not only the support but also the ongoing training and the ongoing training that robots may require. And then what I'd like to do next is to show you one of the, and before going to the case study, I would like to show you a video of what Hyperwriter can do in terms of solutions. So I'll play a quick three-dimensional video that sort of shows you what HPP can do for you. Okay, perfect. So now, as I mentioned, I want to talk about a customer of ours. It's called Evolution Fresh. They are a prime example of what can be done and how can be done throughout the years. So this company started right from the very beginning with a small machine, and as they have grown and the juices have grown in popularity, they have implemented and put more equipment in there. But not only that, they started doing manual operation, and throughout the years they have evolved and they have created different solutions to address certain tasks. So as the business has grown and matured, they have implemented more and more automation to the point that right now the high pressure processing area is almost fully automated cell. They started doing implementing loading and tilting station, pre-fitting stations, right up to unloading stations and pick and play robotic spider robots that help them putting everything in place and reducing and addressing labor shortages. Um, Thanks to this, they were able to get some efficiencies, and some of the results that they have reported to us are this. So they have the overall equipment effectiveness, or OEE, has improved by 20 points. This is 15% increase with implemented automation. Injuries were reduced by more than 90%. So before they were doing manual labor, the operators used to basically lift 16,000 pounds worth of product per day, and this was eliminated by putting a robot that replaced that lifting. Now it's done automatically, so they don't have to pretty much lift anything. Also, transport and waste was reduced by more than 50% because automation helped eliminating a lot of the waste that was caused by triple handling of the product due to the manual labor. And also, the line labor was reduced by more than 50%. So prior to automation, the process line required less than 19 partners per shift. That was reduced down to 9 partners. That was essentially a 52% decrease. So this is, and before I wrap up my presentation, I would like to show you finally another video that shows what Hyperwriter can do or has done for some customers. And yeah, after that video, then I'll just come back for wrapping up my presentation and see if there's any questions.
So Evolution Fresh uses HPP because we believe it's a competitive advantage to provide the best of what Mother Nature can grow.
Working with Hyperbaric as our HPP supplier has been an awesome experience. As we've grown with HPP, we've been able to use their resources to help us maintain the machines, become experts. Hyperbaric is always thinking about how can we make these machines run better for our customers, and it's not about, how do they make more money, but it's about how do we improve your costs, and I think that really shows their care for their customers. I think that Evolution Fresh and Hyperbaric have a great relationship. We've been able to partner together and solve a lot of challenges over the years, and I look forward to continuing to work with them.
Perfect. With this video, we conclude this presentation. It's been a pleasure being here with you guys. Make sure that you have any questions, feel free to drop me a line, or on the chat section, you can pretty much send us all questions that you may have. Thank you so much.